We are starting soon.
Thanks for crashing YouTube for us. We finally got it back up.
Woo!
All right, welcome to the Album Book Club. This week we are reviewing The Crux by DJO. This was suggested, I think, on Instagram this week. Not this week, but this week's episode was suggested on YouTube. I give up.
I believe this album was suggested on Instagram.
It was.
There we go.
I'm retiring after this one.
We get an option to retire?
Yeah, we can leave.
No.
Did sign my soul away for a pretty cool Hot Wheel to be here, so
It was worth it.
it was worth it.
All right, we ready to get started with our top three?
You want to introduce our guest?
Probably should.
Yeah. This is our guest, Liv, as my girlfriend. She's been on the show before, or not on the show. She's been on the channel before, just
Have
in
I?
the background. Yeah, you're in
Oh.
Armina's video.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi guys.
All right.
Now we can start with our top three. For my top three, I had Golden Line, Link, and Charlie's Garden.
I had Charlie's Garden, Gap Tooth Smile, and Golden Line.
I had Charlie's Garden, Gap Tooth Smile, and Fly.
I had Back on You, Crux, and Lonesome is a State of Mind.
I knew somebody was going to have a completely different list.
Yeah.
Always happens.
All right. Now we'll get to the bottom song. I had Crux.
I had Egg.
I had Basic Being Basic.
I had Golden Line.
Ooh.
No.
Gotta love how we've covered half of the album now. That's never a good sign.
Or it is a good sign. I think it's worse when we all have the same bottom song, which has been the last 2 or 3 weeks.
See, I think that's good because then we get to know the mystery of the middle of the album, you know? Or like the rest of the album. We know half of us feel very strongly about half of this album. And the other half, well, actually, we disagree on our bottom songs. That's insane to me. Everyone's got a different one.
Mm-hmm. Logan, what was yours?
Egg.
I like that one.
That's fair. Okay, I was trying to think. There's one other that was almost the bottom. I was trying to see if it was the same one.
That's fair.
Yeah. We'll get started with track number 1, Lonesome is a State of Mind. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I gave it a 7.5.
I gave it an 8.
I give it a 9. I really liked the synth and the mix is clean and clear. That's probably going to be my biggest note for tonight is you finally gave me an album that sounded good. So I'm not going to complain.
I mean, we did.
Yeah.
The audience did.
The
Okay.
greater you.
I thought you were blaming.
The-
I thought you were blaming
the
this couch
royal
specifically.
we.
Yeah. Yeah, the royal you gave me a good album this week. Or a good sounding album this week. That's not foreshadowing. I did like this one.
Don't get it mixed up.
Yeah.
Carl did hate it, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any other notes other than liking the chorus and vibe. I didn't love the lack of momentum right off. That's the only thing that kind of took it down a little bit for me.
that's going to be a problem that keeps coming back. I liked the mix specifically on the drums of this one, which usually I don't get that narrowed in on drums, but this one sounded good. There's a bunch of cool instruments that, like, I'm assuming are either synth plugins or things I've never heard of before. The intro of this one had one. It happens mostly later, though.
The Mellotron is real. It's credited on the album. I looked to see,
Mhm.
so I was impressed.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
There's a Mellotron.
My thoughts were pretty much it's fine. until the key change, and then things started actually happening, and that's when I started to like it. Because they brought in more synths, more energy. It was too much of what was not happening in the beginning, and then they finally brought everything in.
Yeah. Way to hit everything, guys. The biggest gripe I had with this song was if you cut about 45 seconds off, you're not losing anything, and that was what knocked it down.
Off the front or
the back?
Okay. No, I disagree.
I think the front worked because this is the first song, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be building up and setting pace. And it was like, all right, by the time it did that, right? By the time that was locked into my brain, I was like, it should be over. It was like, only 45 or 30 seconds. Not anything egregious, but still notable. Sorry, my phone locked.
Yeah, I felt the same kind of way. It starts off really slow, but I still really like the vibe of it. But yeah, I didn't really have a lot to say about this one.
It's pretty fair.
I mean,
Yeah.
another common theme that will come back.
The beeps and boops at the end did go hard. It's realistically, I suppose it's about 30 seconds in the middle. You could cut out and be fine.
So, side note, I think he played drums in his last band. I think that's why the drums sound so good the whole album. And that's probably why I like the mix so much.
They switched off.
Did they?
Him and the other guy, I think it was Josh. I may be smoking on that one. They switched off on a lot of the instruments. DJO played lead on, I think, most of the tracks, and then drums on most of the tracks.
You're talking about on this album?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played drums on about half the tracks.
Mm-hmm. There's so many people credited to this. I was very excited to see credited violinists, cellists, because that made me very, very happy.
So those didn't even register as maybe sounding fake.
Oh, no, not
Yeah.
at all.
He knows the words cellist. You don't have to tell him.
All right. We ready to move on? We got anything else?
Yeah.
All right. Basic being basic. Track 2. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Gave it a 6.
I also gave it a 6.
Give it a 7.5.
I'll get this out the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's such a basic answer.
The song was such a basic song.
You want to hear basic answers? Just wait for mine. It's pretty much just that I liked the energy, and it's like a fun pop song. It doesn't do it. It does not reinvent the wheel in any way, shape, or form. But
I don't like this one. This reminds me of, like, I don't know, there's other artists that do this kind of style of music, and every time I hear it, it's just not something I like. I skip it. This is going to sound really bad, but Clairo has a lot of songs like this, and I don't like them.
I just wrote that it's synth and drum machine driven, has good lyrics, but I don't like the lazy vibe. I think that's just more momentum loss. I mean, this is a chill thing to throw on in the background. It's not something that's going to grab my attention.
Does this one end with "I hate myself"? Is that what, like, he's got a stinger at the end?
Oh, I have another weird note. This was the first single, which is a really weird choice. Like a really weird choice.
yeah, that makes sense, I think.
Huh.
That doesn't hit me as weird.
This is like, synth pop-esque song. It's very much meant to be on popular hits radio, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't like any of the singles, but it's fine.
That's fair.
I don't even think I registered or like looked up which ones they were. I think I just assumed it was this one, and that was it.
I did my normal amount of research and read the Wikipedia article that was on there.
Mhm.
There was 3 singles, wasn't there? For this one?
It's riding the line of when I'm mad at album releases. Still in the green, but barely.
I think the last single was like a week before the album came out.
Oh, I hate that. You're out of the green now. All right. Moving on. Track 3, Link. I gave this one an 8 out of 10.
I gave this one a 7.
8 out of 10.
Ooh, I also gave this one an 8. Turns out Logan's wrong.
No,
It's usually how it
he
goes.
Benson Booned me, man. You don't start thin. They fixed it though, because they added the harmonies, like I say you have to do. But it started out very thin. Also, this is the song that sounds like Money Money, and is the color yellow. Don't ask me to explain that. This song is the color yellow.
No, I agree. This song is yellow.
Also, Carl, what were the frog noises? It's like weird, like. Rrr.
I wasn't paying that much attention. I mean, honestly, like I love how this album sounds, and I love that it's crispy, and I love how much effort was put into it, because this was not a low effort production at all. But I don't think there's a single moment when I was like pulled into anything on this album. It's just so, what's the right word? Generic's the wrong word. It's just there's no spice to anything. It's like, I don't know, it's like vanilla ice cream as music. It's great.
This is a great like background album.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. I agree almost completely with that note, Carl. But there's one time where it got me, and it's hilarious because it was your bottom song.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Other than that, I liked this song. Okay, but that's literally all the notes I have.
You want me to go next?
Yeah, go up.
Okay, so a lot of my notes. Okay, I'm not really like versed in the music world, guys. So it's gonna be a lot about vibes. This one's great vibe.
We fired a guy for that one.
I said, okay, this one I did have to listen to twice. I listened to it the first time and I kind of like forgot about it. Like it just like kind of played and I was like, felt like I missed it. So I replayed it and then I really liked it. But yeah, that's all I really put. And I like when he says, breaking free. Good vibe.
I was waiting for like a Toon Link sample to be thrown in somewhere, and it wasn't, and I was severely disappointed.
Yeah, this one, I think this one succeeded because of the last two tracks not doing it. This one had more going on because the first one started off, almost all of it was like the same thing, and then they brought in some stuff, and the last one was just kind of a pop song. With this one, like if we call this pop rock here. I'm not 100% sure if that's actually what it is, but this is more of the rock side, to where the other two were leaning more the pop side. And that's I was ready for a change, but not like a dramatic pacing affecting change, and we got it here.
So we're 3 tracks in. Usually by now we can talk about this, but do you have the feeling that it's a concept album at this point in your listen?
If it is, it's not like laid out enough.
It is, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it is. It's supposed to be the hotel that's on the cover, is that you're going through the hotel and seeing chunks of different people's like crises in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the whole theme. They're all about having a different crisis. I was just curious. I didn't pick up on it until I read it, like doing the end review.
Mm-hmm. I think it really took me until the end to get it the first time I listened to this. I've listened to this album, I don't know, countless times. It's my go-to album to put on when I have a guitar on the bench, because it's about as long as it takes me to do a full setup on my guitars. So it really, took until the Crux the first time to be like, oh, this isn't his life in every song. Because I was like, man, this is like a lot of happiness for a lot of misfortune and bad stuff. But yeah, it's him peering into everyone else's life and seeing what's going on, and how he doesn't quite fit in with all of that.
Yeah, I didn't catch it, but this does seem like the type of album that would be a concept album.
I think it's because the pacing on this album is by far the worst I've ever seen a concept album have.
It just doesn't fit one unified. It's not a storytelling concept album. It's almost like it's just like bits and pieces, and you don't put it together until the end, kind of thing.
It's an anthology.
I was just say it's
anthology.
like a creep show type beat.
Right. Yeah.
It's just 5 stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is that movie I always talk about on here? Magnolia, where it's like 3 different movies going on, and then at the end you figure out how it's all connected. Yeah, it's not like that. I wish it was like that, but it kind of does a similar thing.
All right, we got anything else? All right, next up is Potion. I give this one a 6.5.
I give this a 7.5.
8 out of 10.
I also give this one an 8.
I like this one.
This one was really funny. because when I went and read a couple of reviews of it, some people were like, "This is his best song. It's the most interesting thing that he's ever done," and I gave it one of these. So I don't know what that says about us.
Yeah, nice acoustic intro. That he did the harmonies on the freaking, what you want to call it? The thin vocals. Sorry,
Reading my notes.
falsetto. That's the word I was looking for. And then the Mellotron is in there. That was awesome. There's just a fun bounce to this song. You know, it feels like you're just hopping up and down, having a good time. And then also, this song is deemed the color turquoise.
Really? I would have given it like a green. It gives me like nature vibes.
I mean, that's not that different, right? Turquoise is just slightly blue or teal.
I guess that's true.
Pretty close.
Slightly green or teal. Wow, that got deep. Logan took my note. That's what I was pointing out. The first note I have literally just says acoustic intro. I don't know. I like the chord choices, and they're kind of interesting, and I like the way the bridge differs from the rest of the song. Helps bring some interest back in.
All right. I could be wrong, but did anybody else get like Fleetwood Mac vibes or no?
There's a lot of Fleetwood Mac vibes on this album.
Okay, because I think that's why I really like this song. I really like Fleetwood Mac, so I really enjoyed this song. I'd put this one's very cutesy.
Sorry, I'm just trying not to laugh at you. That's all.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Go ahead.
No, I Fleetwood Mac's not bad. It's just one of those things that like somebody.
Oh my gosh, someone else is on the Fleetwood Mac hate train.
No. I don't.
Aw.
I don't hate it, but it's like her telling me she likes Fleetwood Mac is like her being like, "Hey, I want to go to Starbucks." It's like, oh, okay.
Guys, I know that. I know it gives that vibe.
It's fine.
You'll never guess that she likes Janis Joplin.
I do.
It's fine. There
How
could
you
be
feel
worse
about
things.
the Cars?
I think they're great.
Sorry, you're not old enough, but John Mayer. How do you feel about John Mayer?
I'm not a fan.
The
Yeah.
Strokes?
I do like the Strokes.
Yeah, that's an age test. Is you can ask whether or not a girl likes John Mayer. You can tell.
I am the one that likes John Mayer in this relationship.
All right. Are we ready to move on? Or do we want to have more tests go on?
No, it's fine. No more roasting of the guests today.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right. Next up, track 5, we have Delicia. Oh no, there's a comment on the reel from today. I gave it a 7.75.
I give it a 7.
7.5.
I give this one an 8.5. Do you want me to go? I really
Okay.
liked the 80s vibe. I liked the tones they used on the filtering of the voice. And then it builds up to a final chorus. It still wasn't all that fast moving or all that interesting, but sure sounded good.
I liked the energy. I really liked the bass tone. I think it and what it was actually playing kind of carried. It's like a fun pop chorus, but I think I liked the verses better than the chorus. They probably could have taken one of the choruses out, and I would have been maybe a little happier, but I still like this one. So
Yeah. When he did the intro, I didn't love the vocals on it. They were either just a little too compressed or it was just too far out of his register and he was reaching. The snares, the actual snare on this song, loved it. Sounded great. One of my favorite snares. Don't know what the hell it was. And then they do a build up where everything is real quiet, real compressed, and then they build it up like it's gonna be this huge, giant release. And no, it's just there. You know, it's okay. And then there's just a kind of abrupt ending. It goes like that, and then you go on to the next song. Didn't love that.
there's a couple transitions that are kind of weird on this album. But there's a couple that do it really good, so kind of balances.
I don't know. I got YouTube ads in between everything. I really got to pay for premium again.
Did anybody mess up and keep the Apple AI mixer?
No, but I'm convinced that it would have been better than some of the ones. I had it at a 1 second crossfade because that's what cuts off the click that Carson had, allegedly.
No, that was just a setting in his car.
Yeah. The instant speaker's off.
Mhm.
Oh, for this one, again, not a lot to say. I found it kind of boring. It wasn't very exciting, very repetitive, and yeah, that's all I got for that one.
All right.
Very fair.
Yeah. Moving on to Egg. I give this one a 6.5 out of 10.
I gave this one a 6.
8.5.
Give this one a 7.5. Do you want to go first since you liked it?
Yeah. Okay, I'll go first. I really like the build up in this one, and then like it builds it. You don't? Well, anyways, I like the build up in this part because it builds it up and then it like immediately goes into like the whisper part, and like I know you guys might not like that, but I really like that. And then this one might have like my favorite like kind of subject, which I kind of forget what it was about, guys, to be honest with you.
It's not about eggs, is it?
No. Oh, it's like not letting the fear of the world keep you in your shell. And I felt like this is definitely my favorite message out of all the songs.
This one has the same problem I think that the first one had, where the slow part in the beginning goes on for too long before it actually gets somewhere. I'm not really mad at this song. It's got a lot of like cool synth stuff going on. It has a bunch of weird risers too, like layered risers, which I thought was weird to have like 3 go on at the same time, but it worked. Yeah, for like a slow down song, it's in the right place probably. This album doesn't really have like a defined pacing like a lot of the ones we review do, so it's fine. I was not mad at this song though.
I think the thing that I appreciated most is it gave itself time to develop. A lot of times someone will try to do a song like this where there's lots of different sections or just different stuff going on, and they don't give enough time to go between things or time to build, time for thoughts to ruminate. And this song did a good job of doing that. Like the rest of the album, it sounds incredible. So, I mean, I was fairly happy overall, even though it is a little long.
Mm-hmm.
But I do appreciate that it gave itself time to kind of think.
I don't like getting blue-balled on like releases. It was like, yeah, we're gonna do this giant build-up. Whisper. We're gonna do it again. Whisper. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I get the shtick now. We'll get it at the end. You'll never guess what we never got. A good payoff. It was just like, and see ya.
You would really hurt. You would really dislike what I play on Sundays. That's all I'm going to tell you.
It's just to do it to me twice now.
Yeah, but it wasn't 20 times sprinkled into a 20-minute song.
Yeah, but this song also had transitions and wasn't just a fever dream.
That is true.
Assuming we're talking about the same song.
I think we've only had 2 songs on this show that have been over 20 minutes.
One of them was 30.
Yeah. And we hated that one a lot less than the other one.
That whole hour album. Yeah. Rough times.
Yeah. They're not here. They can't be mad at us.
Yeah, good news. One track wasn't half this album.
Yeah.
That's always a relief, you know.
Was a weird transition going from an album with a 20-minute song to 2 20-minute albums and then back to normal today.
Yeah, I had good production. Songs were normal length. I mean, overall, I was pretty happy today.
It's been a wild month.
All right, we ready to move on?
Yep.
Track 7, Fly. I give this one a 7.5.
Gave it a 7.
I gave it an 8.
I also gave this one an 8. This couch was on fire tonight.
Oh yeah.
I looked over like you were being serious. Like, there's no way.
For a tinge of a second,
Yeah.
I also was like, how?
This couch is on fire. Well, what did you do, Carl?
It would be me. I would be the problem. I'll keep off the hot sauce for next week.
come back, you're just like standing on the wall, like, camera's up a little bit. We burned the couch down.
Do you want me to talk about what I said about this? Yeah,
Anybody who wants it.
We're track 7 Fly. This one really got me in the feels. Like for real. It was laid back, was minor. It made me sad. I liked the build up, but I don't know what that means. I have no idea what my other note means, so sorry.
I'll bounce off of you because I also gave it an 8 and feel the same way about it. I said this is the one where you can feel the most emotion. Yeah, I love how it builds up when he says it's flying away, but then slows back down when he says fall back to her. It's a very like back and forth, like throughout the entire song, and you can like kind of like feel the emotion with them as he's like going like back and forth between leaving and staying, which I really liked.
I don't know. This second half of the song must have been way better than I remember to get this score, because I now remember what made me mad in the beginning. The intro of the song is really cool, and it builds up to something, pretty much what Logan was talking about. It builds up, and it goes to just acoustic guitar. And I was so mad because I liked what was happening, but they must have brought it back, because getting a 7.5 after that is impressive. There's a ton of like accent parts of just little things going on in the background. Like the biggest note that I have here is like right before the ending chunk kicks in. There's like this little 2-note hit of an instrument that I can't identify. That is like my favorite part of the album almost. And also the really low piano at the end sucks.
This was just a hard song to take notes on. It was just good. It sounded good. It was fun to listen to. Mellotron went hard when it was there. I did like the bass line of this. The bass has been good throughout, but it's just very much kind of sticking to its own lane, which always bothers me in bass guitar. It can do a lot and is almost never used properly.
That's pretty fair. Although a lot of busy bass players do tend to ruin things too. So there's a good fine line. So like being a busy drummer, you have to know where to put it.
Mm-hmm. Or you make it the centerpiece and do it on purpose. And that's called Primus.
Oh, bass. I was going to say it still doesn't work for drums.
Oh, no. Drums, no. Unfortunately.
All right, we ready to move on?
Yup.
Track 8, Charlie's Garden. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
I gave it 10.
10 out of 10.
I give this one an 8. I'll probably talk about the most obvious thing. If you love the Beatles, here you are. The drum fills are very reminiscent of Ringo. There's random horns, even a trumpet solo. But it does have momentum, so I was happy about that.
Mm-hmm. The song has got a lot going on. I feel like every 30 seconds is a different like reference to a different Beatles song, except for the first 30 seconds, which is a song that even like I still can't remember what it is, but there's one that sounds like beat for beat like. It was pretty good. I liked that there were things going on, which is something this album has kind of been lacking a little bit.
Yeah. This was a song I've done as my song of the day. I loved it when it came out. This one I'm pretty sure was the last single released, and that was like a week before the album. And then, so when it was on, I was like, cool, I can go do research now. And this made me figure out that he has talked in interviews about how the studio had one piece of gear that shaped the entire album. I was like, oh, it was the Mellotron. Which means this song is what the album was supposed to probably be all of. And then he was like, yeah, I can't do just a Beatles rip album. So then it got sprinkled into everything else. And for that reason, I think this is just one of the most thought through songs. There's a clear idea here. It was, kind of giving tribute to his buddy Charlie, fellow Stranger Things actor. And, he's even featured in the phone call in the middle, and it's just a bunch of Beatles references. They knew what they were doing. It's just, to me, all together, just a fun song at the least. Maybe not the most original, but someone who did their homework, did the things right, and then made fun with it.
What do you got?
I'm I think that pretty much covers like everything I would have said. In the beginning, I feel like it was like, what do we not think it's like Mr. Blue Sky in the beginning? Is that the the song you were trying to think
it's
of?
mostly
There's
like
there's
Strawberry
another
Fields.
song
Something
that
different?
I'll figure it out at some point.
Okay.
But if I figure it out before, I'll make it my song of the day.
Mm.
But I bet it doesn't happen.
Yeah, like I feel like you guys pretty much covered it. The only other note I have in here is that I like the little trumpet part. There's like a little trumpet solo that I really liked in there. But yeah.
Nice. The this might be interesting to anybody that cares, but a mellotron's really cool because of how it works. It's essentially a keyboard, but what it is it's triggering tape loop samples. And when you switch sounds, it actually switches to different reels of tape loops. So like chromatically, there's a note of every flute on a tape loop because the flute's the most famous sample. And that's the sound of Strawberry Fields. That's all over a bunch of Beatles tracks. That's the one that is most commonly heard digitally. But a real mellotron is an absolute nightmare to keep maintained because each note on each voice is a tiny little tape loop inside the machine on a tiny tape head that's reading it. And when you hit the note, it just starts moving and plays. That's all it does. Absolutely horrifying, but really cool.
One last note that I missed was the synth was a counter melody for about half of this song. And I thought that was really nice touch because I feel like a counter melody is almost lost in modern music. You don't get it too often anymore.
I think melody is lost in modern music, but
That is also very true.
So I feel like anytime we have a counter melody, it's like my favorite part of the album. At least on this show. When we're specifically looking for it. Anything else? Alright, next up, track 9, Gap Tooth Smile. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I gave this one a 10.
9.5.
this one got an 8.5.
My biggest beef with the song is I really liked how it started a lot more than I liked everything that happened after it. I have no idea what that note means. This next one does not make any sense. Really, the only note that matters here is it's solid, but I didn't have really anything else. I think if it did whatever I liked about the beginning the whole way through, it probably would have been much higher. But
Yeah, this was, if the last one was an homage to the Beatles, this one's an homage to the Cars.
That
It's
track's
a mashup of like 6, maybe not specific car songs, but very distinctive styles that they did that are like pure, like the Cars songs that everyone knows.
See, I got Tom Petty, but I wasn't far off.
Yeah, that's...
It's just in the guitar tone.
Mm-hmm.
I figured it out. The note was about how he counted to almost 30.
Yeah.
It's just there's a lot of counting in this song.
This drums blew me away on this one. I loved the drums. And, I mean, I love the Cars too, so that helped.
Yeah, but the only thing you missed is the 2 4-bars. The little turnarounds are cool. I don't know. A lot of people don't even know what time signatures are, let alone how to put them into things anymore. So I was kind of impressed to hear even that.
Oh, they're learning because of the a video just made its rounds that was Everybody Wants to Rule the World in 7/8.
Mm-hmm.
So the general public knows about them now.
But yeah, but if you write a track in 7/8, you're a math rock band. No,
Mhm.
no one can handle it.
Oh no, they were liking this, so we might have a shot. I thought I hit that button way before I did.
You guys ever play a country song in 12/8?
That's all. That's half of them.
Okay, for this one, all I said was, it's so happy. It's so fun. You laughing at me?
Nope.
Okay.
I found a new noise I can make. That's all.
Okay, good. And I love the reference to Queen in this one.
All right, we moving on.
Mhm.
Next up, Golden Line. I gave this an 8.5.
I gave it a 9.
7.5.
I give this one a 7.
For some reason, the vocals sound completely different on this track than everything else. I didn't have a problem with it. It sounded pretty good. This is where the strings popped up. Love the strings. And yeah, it kind of takes a second to get there, but once it does, I even wrote down that this is probably going to be one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think this song was just amazingly composed. Everything felt like it needed to be there, not like something that was just cool to have in there. And then the actual vocal cadence itself was very nice. This was a very nice pullback because we're winding down. And really, I think this is just a good stretch of songs, which is what helped it.
I just wasn't happy to get a ballad. I'm usually not happy to get a ballad and the slowdown that comes with it. But the piano and strings were gorgeous in this track.
This one was just okay to me. This one also was one of the ones where like it reminded me of something the entire time and I just like couldn't put my finger on it. But yeah, it was just okay.
Oh, my notes are backwards. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
I had to make a comment. All right, next up, track 11, Back on You. I gave it a 6.5.
I gave this an 8.
I gave this a 7.5.
This was a 10.
I'm going to be honest, I'm reading these notes and I don't know why it's as low as it is.
Well, I can tell you why mine got a 10. That is either the best or one of the best sounding choirs I've ever heard on a rock album. It just was awesome. The second they were in, it transitioned correctly, and then they brought them back at the very end as almost like backing vocals, and I was like, cool, that's literally the best I've ever heard that done ever. So cool. Had good drives, solid guitar tones, and bass tones. I mean, the whole track just sounded incredible, and I don't even think I had to care about its content at that point.
Yeah, I have no idea where that number came from. I think I wrote down the wrong score because everything on here is a good thing. It was a good transition between this and the last song. And I don't know how to really explain this, but it felt like the whole ending was like moving past a bunch of instruments. Like it felt like a guitar would go and you almost felt like you moved past that. Like if we're going with the concept, like you walk past that door, and as you're walking down this hallway, like all the other instruments are just kind of moving past it. And I don't know where else I would have even seen that done.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool. I'm gonna up my score to like a generous, not generous because I'm not giving it that many points. I'll bump it up to a 7.5 because I don't know why I wrote that. But
Yeah.
it's probably not high enough, but oh well.
The chorus turning into the choir, turning into the guitar's feedback was just a cool touch. I really liked that. And then the bass and guitar had like a really fun movement section where they got to just kind of highlight their skill there, and that was really nice. I believe I read that his wife was on this track as like some of the backing vocals, which I thought was pretty cool.
I think it's either his two sisters or his two kids are on it too. I don't know how. There's 3 women with the same last name credited on the album.
And I was like, that's awesome. It's just fun as can be. My biggest gripe with this was just sometimes the vocal cadence would like slip pretty roughly out of time, and then you would have to like stammer to get back. And I was like, that's fine. It's just an emotional track versus a like timing specific track.
So this is actually one of the ones where I was expecting more after the build-up. This is the only time I put it in the album. But yeah, I was expecting a little bit more because it builds it up so much. So I really like the end and the beginning. Like I really like that, which I guess is when the choir's in it too. But the whole middle part was just like, it was just okay to me. Like I like the little breakdowns and everything, but yeah.
You got anything else? All right. Last track. Is it the Crux or is it just Crux?
This is just Crux.
That's what I thought. Okay. So I have 2 scores for this. I gave it a 6 and an 8.
Yeah, I just gave it a 7.5.
I gave it an 8.
I give this one a 9.5.
As a song, it's kind of just fine. It's 6. But as an ending to this album, I think it closes it out pretty good. So I think in the whole context of the album, it's definitely an 8. But I would never turn this song on like on its own.
Yeah. It just I let it affect the score instead. I just took it down a half point from that 8 and was like, yeah, this isn't a very great song, but it is a very good end.
See, I actually really liked this one. I kind of found it hauntingly beautiful. There's a lot of tension in the music that matches the tension in the lyrics and kind of what's going on. I don't know, it might have been a little simpler than some of the other ones, but it felt like it actually had a deeper meaning, unlike a lot of the other ones. So, don't know.
I kind of agreed with you guys. Like I like the song. And it's like a song that I have in my playlist already, but it's not one of my favorites. But I did say it was a good last song.
All right. Everybody, we haven't foreshadowed this one 100 times. We're actually going to get to have a pacing conversation. For pacing, I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 6.
I said 7.
I gave it a 9, but with a caveat.
I kind of, knowing that it's like an anthology now, I kind of want to bump it up to an 8.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that any song really overstayed its welcome. There were a couple that could have been cut a little short, or a little shorter, but I really did not have a problem with any of the pacing, really.
Yeah, I'm still under the firm belief that with doing an anthology, you have the acceptance of knowing your pacing is screwed. And I think he knew that. Like, you can't intertwine songs that are really this topic of passing by people's rooms and seeing into their different lives. It's kind of hard to transition those things and have everything seem to be so different. And that's fine. Pacing score doesn't necessitate, like, the score of your album. It's just how well everything is kind of going into each other and working together.
I thought for the amount of changing it did, it actually did a very good job of keeping it all together. It could just all be that for the most part they're sad songs. I think the only ones that's not's the second to last one, and it's kind of a melodramatic song. But it just, they're all a little slow and all a little sappy, and that's what got the score reduction for me. Is like it makes it a longer listen when you don't give me anything that's driving. That's just what I like.
Yeah, so I guess again, you guys said pretty much everything, but the pacing is like, it's very different from song to song, but as you said, like the concept of the album is supposed to kind of be like that. So I don't think it's a bad thing that the pacing is lower. I think it works for this one. And yeah.
All right. Album art. I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I gave it an 8.
8.
Weird. I also gave it an 8. That might be the first time that's ever happened for an album art.
Is not that this is affecting any of my score at all, but is his name on it anywhere?
No, that was
think
one
so.
of the points that makes me angry.
See, I have no problem with that. This is a well-framed picture. It's got the name of the album on there in like a organic way that looks good.
It's on there twice.
Is it?
Yeah.
Now I'm mad.
Well, but it's supposed to
Okay,
be.
no,
the,
that's
the
fine.
name
Okay.
of the hotel.
it's the name of the hotel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't see it from here until he pointed at it. I was worried that it was like digital
Oh, no,
text
no.
in the middle and then the sign. He probably could have just got away with the sign, but it's fine being on both.
So are those supposed to be the characters that are in the songs?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. At first, I thought it was like some sort of Sesame Street reference before realizing that it was
Concept
a
album.
concept album. It felt like it was something I didn't get.
Yeah, I think it's just fun. I think it works for what it is. It's one of those things that also when you look at it, you pretty much know what you're getting into. That was about what I expected when I picked it up and when I saw it for the first time. It's like, I was like, yeah, that kind of is Beatles-esque. Bet it's Beatles-esque. I was right.
I don't know if it looks like the Beatles, but it looks like 70s rock.
That's what I was saying, like
Yeah.
Beatles-esque.
Definitely looks like the genre that it is, at least.
American Abbey Road. That's what I thought.
Oh,
You got
okay.
anything?
Sorry.
All good.
I do like that. Like the more you look into it, there's like stuff you don't notice. There's a lot to look at. Everyone has like a different emotion, something different going on, which really goes well with like what this album's about. Yeah.
You think we could make a map with all of the album arts we've done with like cities? Like up the road is Minnows.
Yeah, up the road's Minnows. Across ways is Origami Angel.
I'll say this all exists within somewhere city. All right.
As long as we get the alien worlds from D-Louse. As long
Oh,
as
of
it's all the
course.
same
Yeah,
universe.
Yeah, and like hundreds of years ago was last week's album.
They'd have an on the spot of this one.
Yeah. Same spot. It's where Georgie slayed the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We don't even watch our own videos. Don't put her on the spot like that.
I was say for the 3 people who get that reference and were here last week,
I watch our episodes back.
I have to. So,
Yeah.
all right, we ready to close it out?
Yep.
Music overall, I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I gave it a 7.5.
8 out of 10.
This is crazy. I give it a 9.
Ooh.
As kind of like, uninspired is again the wrong word. It's just like he had too much control. You know, I told Logan earlier, he's John Lennon. He needs a McCartney and occasionally a Harrison to balance everything out, because this thing is all very much a single-minded project with help. But there's a ton of effort put in. Everything sounds immaculate. There are parts of it that are great. It just overall is a little lackadaisical. I guess that's the vibe. But it just feels like there's not any edge. There's no spice to any of it. I think it's the best way to put it. But still a great sounding album. I still enjoyed listening to it.
Okay, I can go next. I really like this album. I really like the references to classic rock, and how he kind of takes some of those styles and ties it to like more modern styles. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think it also, well, most of the songs tie into like different feelings, and I think that he really portrays them pretty well. Oh, sorry guys, can you hear me now? Portrays it pretty well. But then there's other songs that fall pretty short in my opinion, but overall a pretty good one.
Yeah, I think if we were still doing the every number score added up and taking the average of that, would not apply here. I think overall this album is better than each song individually, and that's probably where our notes on the last song come from. I'm sure I'll hear some of this again. It's not like I won't be mad if it's playing in the car one day. I'm sure this will be on at some point.
Yeah. I mean, that's my vinyl on the wall. Like I said, I regularly will put this on to just listen to, or while I work on things. It's a good background album with a couple of songs built in for when you've taken a break. You're like, yeah, jam out time. I really think the problem with this album is how, in my opinion, backloaded this is. This is a B-sides or A-sides album to me. And I don't get it. I would so swap it. Put those at the front other than the Crux, and just leave that one at the last song because it has to go there.
Yeah, I don't think any sort of song change matters other than Crux. I don't know. I like the second to last song where it is too, because I think it's from his perspective about how none of this is a problem for him because he always has people around him to rely on, essentially. That's what I thought. Not that I'm a lyric guy, but I think the last two songs are the only ones that even remotely matter. It just so happened to work out for me that my third favorite song besides those two was the first track. So it kind of kept me interested.
I feel like that's usually how anthologies are in general. Like, you're supposed to listen to the last one as the last one.
That's pretty fair.
All right. Probably do a merch plug.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, Liv has merch.
Liv does have.
She's actually representing today.
Oh wait.
If you guys want to go ahead and hop on over to our Fourth Club store, you can go ahead and pick up your varsity merch as shown there. Our Album Mug Club mugs, as well as our quarter zips and hats, as well as previous season's wear.
We might have jackets coming. We'll see how they turn out.
Might have jackets coming. Yeah.
Yeah, we're always making new stuff if anyone cares. So go check it out.
You guys want Weezer shoes?
It's not what you think it is.
Oh no.
Significantly worse than you're thinking.
All right. Next week, we are listening to Downward, self-titled. It's got like a 2 at the end of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Parenthetical
included.
2.
Yeah. This is a suggestion from a video that you all will see tomorrow. So we will never be on a schedule where I can announce an album that has already been teased somewhere.
Rough life we live.
We used to do it on Fridays, and that used to work out, but
Yeah, then we had to switch to Wednesdays.
it's over.
Cook, chat, or cook.
We got
Side note, we are so close to breaking 1,000. So as much as I don't like doing the YouTuber stuff and being like, hey, like any support we get is helpful, but for real, like it really is helpful. If you have made it this far, definitely go down, like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff for us. We do appreciate it.
Tell your friends about us. They'll probably like us too.
unless they really like an album we don't, and then they probably won't.
Yeah.
because we'll never forgive them.
Yeah.
Well, they'll never forgive us.
Yeah, exactly. Same
We
thing.
do have a whole fan base that we will, quote, never get a fan from. So, see them around Christmas.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.